Our people have run amok. And the discipline that belonged to the nation must come back. And we must grow deeper into our Islam. Imam Muhammad produced scholars, Islamic scholars, young men, young women who know the Quran, who speak Arabic, who are a blessing to the Ummah. They need what we have, and we need what they have. Before the Imam passed, he talked about making a model Islamic community. I want the world to know that I was deeply hurt with the passing of Imam Muhammad. He had a work to do, and he did it well. We don't need to condemn the work of a worker. Allah says he will never waste the work of a worker. But what we need to do is grow beyond where we were and beyond where we are to embrace Islam and our world and show America an example of what Islam really is. It's not a kufi. It's not a jalabiya. It's not a beard. It is the quality and character of righteous conduct, following the sunnah, the actions of the prophet who acted according to this book, Quran. Brother Tijani was with me when the police in Saudi Arabia gave me a police escort to go to make Umrah. I was at the Holy House at the Kaaba, and the Crown Prince was on the other side, running between the two hills. And our eyes caught each other. He had security around him, and I had security around me. I didn't ask for it. They honored me with it. You don't know this, but when I was there during the month of Ramadan, and we were at the mosque all night long during the night of power, when some of the Muslims that were there, and there were nearly 2 million of them, found out that Farrakhan was there, they broke down petitions to get to me, not to harm me, but just to touch me. You don't know these things, and I don't talk about it. But tomorrow, I want to bring out to you some of the gifts that the Muslim world gave to your brother. There's a man in Medina called the Abuna Sheikh, who is revered all over the world in the Sufi order. He has followers all over the world, students all over the world. And when he learned that I was in Medina, he sent for me. I told Tijani with tears running out of my eyes as we were on a bus going to the Prophet's Mosque in Medina. I said to Johnny, when I get to the mosque, I want you to take me to where the Prophet Muhammad is laid. Yes, I want to say a prayer. Yes, I told to Johnny, I said, I'm going to ask Allah to give to me a double portion of the spirit that he gave to his servant, that I may complete the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Prophet Muhammad in America. Listen, when I got to the mosque, Tijani took me to where the Prophet is buried. And when I lifted my hands to make dua, a guard came to stop me because they don't allow. I wasn't praying to the Prophet. I know he's gone. But I know that that man was one of the greatest men that ever lived. And to stand at his foot and ask the God who raised him up, tears falling from my eyes, to Johnny, stop the God. And I asked God to give me a double portion of the spirit of that man, because I was coming back to America to try to complete the work of Elijah Muhammad, and that work would honor Prophet Muhammad. Do you know that when I got back to my hotel, I didn't make the Taraweeh prayers that night, but the Abona Sheikh did. He's 107, some say he's 110 years old, but he sent for me. And they took me to his humble place, and I walked up a few flights of stairs, and there he was, sitting on a humble little bed. I did not know that Brother Aleph had taken pictures of me with the Abona Sheikh and Brother Hassan, who studied in Saudi Arabia when I was in Libya just about 3 weeks, a month ago. He had given me pictures of myself with the Abona Sheikh. And he told me that he prayed for me 500 times a day. I couldn't even wrap my mind around those numbers. I just heard and listened and was quiet. He chided me for not going to Jerusalem when I was in Ramallah on the West Bank, because Arafat could not give me security to take me into Jerusalem because his own Palestinian brothers could not go. And he chided me and said, when you determine to do a thing, Brother Farrakhan, do what you have determined. Allah will be with you. When we were dismissed, I went downstairs and we had tea, and then his son and one of his top students came downstairs and offered me his cloak and his staff. Of course, I received it. It was a gift. I didn't know what it meant. So when I got back to the hotel, I asked his son and I asked his student and Brother Tijani, I said, well, what does this mean? He said, he's giving you his cloak and his staff of authority over all of his students.